Alright guys, welcome back to the second video of the full fish room tour. 125 gallon looking snazzy. After looking at the Blue Neon group, we were meant to be looking at the 55 below it with the Luandas, the Jello reefs and the two sulfed male landies in. However, we just recently looked at this aquarium in a little bit of depth when we did our fry grow out video, so I'll leave a link to that video up above right now. And I would highly recommend watching that if you're currently trying to breed or growing out African cichlids, because there's a few good tips in there that might help you. But this is how the tank and some of the fish are looking right now. We've got 2 or 3 male Luandas in there that are just looking awesome. And we'll come back toward the back end of the fish room tour series and we'll show you these when they've grown a little bit more and hopefully coloured up a little bit more. So instead of looking at these guys today, we're going to have a look at one of the 20 gallons. And this fish is absolutely stunning. So let's get it going. So in this stack of 3 20 gallons, we are checking out the middle one because the top one's not quite filled. Still waiting to buy the big linear piston air pump that's going to power the entire fish room. So we've got 2 of the 20 gallons filled right now, and one of them has got this absolutely stunning Aulonocara Walteri in. But first we're just going to go over the basic tank setup and the filtration. So as you can see, it's just been filtered by 1 sponge filter. I did have 2 in there, but I recently had to use the other one for something else. But real quick, let's clean the glass just before we take a look at this guy, because he is well worth it. If you've never tried the Fritz aquarium glass cleaner, I would highly recommend it. I've been using it on all my tanks since Mr. J. Wilson gave me some of it last year at the OCA extravaganza, and now you can actually see in the tank, so that's incredibly beneficial, seeing as we're all here to watch a fish video. So anyway, as I was saying, filtered by a sponge filter, which is the cheapest and simplest form of filtration in my opinion. That's why I chose to use them for my fish room. Once you get an air pump, each sponge filter on Amazon cost me about $4 or $5 each, so not too expensive at all. As long as you have the sponge running before taking out your other filters, then you're golden. Gives it plenty of time to gather up that beneficial bacteria within the sponge. So you pretty much just have to run the 2 forms of filtration together. For instance, if you're using a hang on the back and then you want to change to a sponge filter, keep the hang on the back on the tank for about 3-4 weeks. Put the sponge filter in there, get it running, give it time to build up that beneficial bacteria, and then after those 3-4 weeks you can remove that hang on the back and just implement the sponge. And that's exactly what I did on this tank. Seems to be working out well, and we've had it running now for about 3 months, so really like it. Great form of filtration and incredibly simple as well. We have then got a Aqueon Pro heater in there, and the tank's set at around 78 degrees. We've then got 1 little hideout cave just for the Walteri to chill out in, and I find that when you're keeping any fish, and especially Aulonocara males, it's pretty beneficial to give them something like this where they can chill out and just relax away from free areas of water. So this guy's been by himself now for maybe about a month or 2. I have debated moving him in the 125, but I just can't, just because in my opinion it's a little bit of a risk, because I don't want his fins getting nipped up and him potentially getting beaten up as the new fish in the tank. If ever you've kept African cichlids, especially Aulonocara, you know that the new boys in the tank can get bullied quite often. And if you want to know more about that and potential issues with African cichlid show tanks, check out my most recent video, which was on planted tanks versus African cichlid show tanks. And we go through some of the positives and negatives of both, which is pretty interesting in my opinion. And one of the main negatives, of course, is cichlid aggression. Having said that, I know full well that this guy would look incredible in the 125 gallon male show tank, so really strongly debating it. Let me know in the comments what you think and if it's worth the risk, because looking at him now and seeing how interactive he is when I'm about to feed him, I really do like that. And of course I don't want those fins getting nipped up either. In my personal opinion, is probably the nicest fish that I've got right now, although of course I've still got a soft spot for my blue neon male and the breeding group that I've got going on there. End goal for this guy is to have some females to breed him with, and that's the next tank that you're going to see. I've got some Walteri that are currently growing out, and I've also got a young stud who's growing out as well, so he could be a future breeder for this line too. But that's pretty much it for today's video, guys. All that's left to do is feed him, and then we're going to end it with some cinematic footage. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for the support on the channel. Feel free to share this one, get this guy out there on Facebook, over YouTube, over Instagram. Feel free to tag me in anything you want to post. And if you've enjoyed this video, be sure to leave it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave us a comment down below. Let us know what you think of this male Aulonocara Walteri. We'll see you on the next one, and enjoy the rest of the video of the Walteri feeding and some cinematic footage.